Hi, this is Elliot Wave Sage. I want to go ahead and do a quick market update. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes. Um, so here we go, guys. The market had a nice rally off of CPI and the Fed meeting, and then it kind of started to give it back with the Fed statement. So where are we in the market right now? So big picture on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, we came off this buy area nicely. We came up. This could be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could put the 1 here. Um, I like to put it here in some kind of flat pattern that either is finished or about to finish. But I could easily just put that 1 there as well with the divergence. So uh, we'll see what happens tomorrow with the price action. Um, if if this low breaks at 38,000, then we'll have a much deeper correction, and this pattern could morph into several things. So we'll wait and see what happens here. SPY, nice area. We bounced in a 1, 2. We have the separation to show a wave 3, 4, 5 here. And don't be surprised though if this 5 comes out and erases divergence. I'm almost expecting it to, where this will become another 1, 2. The triple Qs, same thing. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But don't be surprised we erase divergence and this becomes another 1, 2. IWM hit our buy area twice and went essentially vertical. Then we retraced in wave 2. Wave 2 looks like it should be done, and we should be going into wave 3 of 3 in the Russell. Now, if we do come back down and break this low, then wave 2 will extend. This would become a connector wave, and we would have like essentially a WXY correction and look to retest 191. So we'll have to wait and see again. Tomorrow's an important day. Then Hang Seng did break down, and I do think we're coming down to these lower areas here. Bitcoin, right now I would call this a 1, 2, but if we do break 66,000, we'll take another leg lower down to somewhere around 64,264. But just like we thought, once we got here, we had a nice bounce, but now we'll need to see again. Are we going to see this wave 3 follow through, or are we going to see another leg lower? We'll have to wait and see what happens pretty soon. Maybe tonight we'll know. Then dollar index, nice rejection, literally to the penny. Boom, drop, and then 2 waves. This should be finished as well. Should be looking for another push lower. 10-year looks like 5 is about to be finished, and then a retrace, and then more downside in rates. And this looks like we've already done 5. We should retrace and come back later. VIX sideways like expected. If it's sideways, then we could be due another move higher in the future, so keep an eye on the VIX. So that also is indicating that maybe we are in a wave 5 and we'll get a bit deeper pullback later, and the Dow will come back and break this low and come down to this area in a 3-wave, a bit much larger degree 3-wave move. Just something to keep an eye on, and the IWM would come down here. So that's what. So the VIX gives that indication that could happen given this move down. But for now, we're still trending lower on the VIX. So, but it's something to keep an eye on. We could watch this trend line and see when it breaks. Then that will be a warning that we could have a bigger correction, a bigger pullback in the market taking place. Technology stocks, Apple. In wave 3, it looks like we had our first wave 4 right here. We should continue higher. Tesla finally came out. I gave you guys that setup. Told you the divergence was erased. It would truncate more than likely, and it did. We hit wave 1. Now we're in wave 2. Wave 2. And we did break this low, so wave 2 could find support right around 176. So we could still see some more downside, and then we could find support here. So if you missed this move, you may have a second chance to get in, or buy more TSLL. Adobe, great reaction after earnings. We did have this count right. We did buy this here, this very truncated Y wave, and now we should be entering wave 3. And this turned out to be a 1-2-1-2 setup going into earnings. And I think we're trading somewhere around here. So Adobe continues higher. You know, should you take profit? Well, it depends on your trading strategy. I'm long-term in Adobe, so I'm not looking to sell Adobe until this much bigger pattern breaks out and higher. So I'm looking for thousands of dollars in Adobe, but you have to do what's best for you. That's where I'm looking at Adobe for the big prize. Let's take a look at some of these other stocks if there's anything else interesting. He said the market overall was kind of weak. Like ServiceNow. Looks like I got it at a 1-2 right now. Now this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but for now I'll just label it this way. Workday starting to break down, looking for 193. GME, pretty obvious count, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we have a little bit another 1, 2 here. So tomorrow should be a big day onto the upside if this count is right. So GameStop either will have a massive move any moment now, breakout in wave 3, 3, a 3, a 3, a 3, or we break this pivot at 24.88. This is a connector for this move, which means we'll probably break this low, which probably means we'll break this low, and we get a selling cascade, and you get a big downside move. So I think what we're going to see with GameStop is a big move coming one way or the other. My bet is to the upside. My bet's to the upside, but you need to know when to fold them if you're wrong, but do what's best for you. But I do think this is an important level right here at 24.73, 24.70. That really needs to hold. You know, unless you get another truncated Y wave, and we can erase divergence on this 45-minute without breaking 22. So 22.63. So again, we'll keep an eye on it, but right now we're hopefully going to come out of this, and maybe tomorrow. AMC, let's take a look. So AMC chopped around a little bit. We have another 1-2 here, and another 1-2 here. Again, just like GameStop, it wants its wave 3 of 3 moment. All right. Neo could be in a 1-2 here. We'll keep an eye on it, see what develops in this buy area. All right. Keeping an eye on Novavax. Could get back in on that now with this connector, shallow, low break, 885. mRNA, 127, if we can get there. Staples. So today we did have a entry. I entered Celsius. We have had this target for quite a while, and we finally hit it in this $60 area. This is a major cycle correction that could be over. I do like the nice vertical kind of reaction here off the buy, literally to the penny. And that's that was my entry, right around there on that wick. So we'll see if it can hold. If not, it could still extend lower, but if we can get more follow through, that would be good for a major low in Celsius and a nice flat correction. Monster is still continuing lower, like we have had. We called the pivot at B, literally right around here, and we've been slowly getting there. We are looking for $44. We're almost there in this area for Monster beverage. I was also looking at Pepsi today. Pepsi. Let me find Pepsi. Pepsi is also starting its journey lower. Major correction could end at 144. Keep an eye on Pepsi Cola here. This area. Okay. So then there's really nothing else to really talk about. So I did want to get this video out. Not a lot of information. I think tomorrow, looking at these counts, it's either another 1-2 and we have a big day to the upside tomorrow, or we hit 5 and we have a big pullback and the Russell and the Dow double correct. So either way, it's a big move, but the big picture is still higher no matter what happens here. So just get ready. I wouldn't really worry too much about it. So far, we'll see if Bitcoin can hold this low. And oh yeah, gold and silver. So silver is almost at the buy area. We're so close. So close. Gold. Get in there more. So again, these kind of say like maybe there's some more downside, but then when you go to the dollar index and then you go to the 10-year and 20-year, you're like, yeah, I don't think so. So it's mixed messages on the very short-term cycles on where we're going. That's why it's hard to guess here. Is it a 1-2 or is it a 5? But again, big picture, we should be trading higher months from now, not lower. So that's how I look at the market right now. That's how I look at it, and see what happens tomorrow. And again, will we get wave 3 of GameStop tomorrow, where we can really get some vertical price action? There's some conversation that what Roaring Kitty did 2 days ago when this sell-off happened, he exercised his calls, right? So he sold his calls for a profit, which people saw, and it created, okay, there's no more gamma squeeze because there's no more pressure for the market makers to hedge those calls with actual stock. However, what we do know is he also cashed out those calls by selling them, getting cash and profit, but then he used that money to actually exercise some calls where he's like, I want the stock delivered to me, and he exercised them early, which he has a right to do, I think, and then he has the cash from the calls he sold. So therefore, the market makers have to give him the shares. So the rumor on the internet now is those market makers don't have those shares, and they're going to have to deliver them tomorrow because that's when the trade settles. It has to be settled, which means they have to go on the open market and start buying them. So as they start buying them, then other calls get in the money that aren't out of the money, and then they got to hedge those, and then it creates a cascade of buy-in and squeeze, and essentially a fuse has been lit. Is Roaring Kitty that clever? Did he really sort this out like that? Maybe not. So tomorrow, but the chart does show something spectacular could happen tomorrow to the upside in GameStop. But I don't, is that the reason why? Or will it wait and Monday they have the shareholder meeting that they postpone? Maybe it's Monday. But very soon, we should be seeing this fireworks, unless again we start to break these pivots. So keep an eye on the pivots. But if we do break and shallow and erase divergence. It could be something like this, shallow, and we still run. So just be careful. You're going to have to do what's best for you, even if we do break this pivot here. I'm probably going to stay in the trade, and just kind of hang out in it, even if we break down a little bit, just to kind of see, unless the RSI really gives me other indications. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, that's it. Bye-bye.